Hello, my people. Welcome. This is We Talk Football. Today, I want us to look at something a little bit different. In my previous videos, I've focused a lot on the Premier League. I've focused a lot on the South African PSL. I've focused a lot on the Champions League. But today, I wanted to focus on La Liga. It's quite exciting, I think because the focus is really almost all the time on the other big leagues or like the other big competitions like the World Cup or the Euros or the Champions League, we forget that there's La Liga, right? And I've been following La Liga quite well this season. Um, more than in recent years. I've felt like it's become a little bit boring, especially after Ronaldo and Messi left. That era of football, man. Like I wish I could get it back. It was the best era that let me not say the best era that I've watched, but it was the era that I grew up on. Watching the big battles between Madrid and Barcelona, Ronaldo and Messi in their prime. So Pep, Mourinho. So after that whole era, right? I didn't really focus my energy or watch La Liga that much. But this season, more than in recent years, I've been following La Liga, and it's been really exciting. So today, that's what we will be talking about. Some of the things that are going on, especially in the title race. We'll be talking about the teams that are involved in the title race in La Liga. So hopefully it's going to be a good one. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Tell your people, tell your friends about us. We Talk Football. On YouTube at We Talk Football 24 and on Instagram as well. And check us out on Facebook at We Talk Football. So yeah, let's check it out. Let's get into the video. Talk about La Liga has been really exciting this season. I think it's been a great start by a few teams, especially Barcelona, namely Barcelona. Madrid have actually had a good start as well, but I think because of how they're playing and some of the you know like the new additions, mainly Kylian Mbappe, right, and how he's transitioned from PSG to Real Madrid, and his time there has been a little bit of a struggle. So it makes it look like the whole season for Madrid is a wash and they're not going to win anything, but they're really close as well. But we're also sorry. But we're also going to look at Atletico Madrid, who are also pretty close, and some of the star players that have shone. But let's start with Barcelona. They are right at the top. I think this season, not just in La Liga but across Europe, Barcelona has been one of the best teams. I think it's Barcelona and Liverpool. They've been hot. They've been really good. I think I think Liverpool have been the best team in the league in Europe, but the most exciting, definitely Barcelona, man. They've been smacking people up. They gave Bayern four. They gave Real Madrid four. Some of the football that they've been playing is exciting. It's one of the most exciting, teams to watch right now, if not the most exciting. It also feels like Barcelona is back, like they you can't go in recent years, as I said, right? Especially after Lionel Messi left, and even the years before Messi left, even in those times, Barcelona were a little bit stale as well. They were not the same team as they were previously with players like Iniesta and Xavi, but those players are not walking in the door no more. But who is walking in and who is producing a lot of magic is Lamine Yamal, Rafinha, and Lewandowski. Of course, they've been the star players of the team, right? And they've been so good. They've been one of the best front threes that I've seen in a long time as well. We've seen, and I'm not just talking about in La Liga, I'm just talking in football generally. Like, you can compare them to front threes like, and I know the season is not over, but in terms of what I see, their attacking flair, their skill, their goal scoring, you could compare them to front threes like the Liverpool with Mo Salah, Mane, Roberto Firmino. You could compare them to other front threes. Probably, of course, not in achievements yet, right? But the way they like their exciting brand of football, the way they can score goals and open and slice teams up, it does a little bit remind me of MSN with Neymar, Messi, and Suarez. Not like that's goated, right? Like if you want to talk about the greatest front threes of all time, that one is right up there. But I'm not saying it's right there. Lamine Yamal, Lewandowski, and Rafinha. I'm not saying they're as good as the MSN, but what I'm saying is they're very, very exciting to watch. Just as exciting. But yeah, Barcelona are really good. I like watching them, especially offensively. It always seems like they have lots of passion, lots of running in their team. They're fast, they're exciting, skillful, and they just are able to open teams up. I was looking at this just now. Barcelona have scored 50 goals in La Liga. Just in La Liga, they've scored 50, 5-0, not 15. They've scored 50 goals in 17 games. That is incredible. That is incredible. Like, all their front three are top in either assists or goals scored. Of course, Robert Lewandowski is the top scorer in La Liga right now. He's turning back the clock. He has 16 goals. And then following him in second place is Rafinha with 11 goals. Now, last season, just this summer, Barcelona fans were saying that he probably should leave. They don't need him in the team. He doesn't look like he's fit in well, and it looks like it was a bad signing for Barcelona. But this season, he's probably been one of the best players in the world, and he's playing in a little bit of a different position than what he used to play when he was at Leeds and in his first few years at Barcelona. He looks like he's playing in the 10, and he has the freedom to move forward, to make runs, to dribble past players, and to score goals. And I think that genius move by Hansi Flick has been, excellent for Barcelona. It's worked out really well for them, because now you see, you're seeing the best version of Rafinha. And I know we saw a really great Rafinha at Leeds United before he left, but this Rafinha is probably the best version, and it's come at a great time for Barcelona when you have the front three of Lewandowski and Lamine Yamal, and it just gels really well. They all look like they could score at any moment, seriously, right? And we've seen him score hat-tricks. I think he scored 2 hat-tricks, one against one against Bayern in the Champions League this season. I forgot the other team that he scored a hat-trick against in La Liga, but Rafinha has been excellent. He's also second in assists as well. So he's second in top scoring with 11 goals, and he's second in assists for Barcelona in La Liga with 6 assists. And in number 1 is another Barcelona player, Lamine Yamal, 17 years old. I can't tell. He doesn't play like he's 17 years old. I think the only thing is just his energy is 17 years old, but his intelligence, his skill, the way he plays on the pitch, he plays with a lot of confidence. There was a game when they played against Real Madrid, the Madrid fans giving it to him. I can't even, I don't even want to try and, repeat what they said on this channel, because it must have been like horrible, nasty things, and they were throwing it and they were giving it, and he just smiled at them and he laughed. And you know what he did? He went on and banged a goal, scored a goal, went back to them and gave them this. So I think I think that they have a pretty exciting offense, a really good offense. They gel well together. But I think the title race, they have 38 points, right? And Madrid just missed out on a great opportunity. They drew 3-3 against Rayo Vallecano, who are in 13th place. You'd think that Madrid, with Vinicius Junior back and Kylian Mbappe, they would win that game, but they did not. So they drew 3-3, and they could have moved above Barcelona with 39 points. So they've wasted their game in hand, essentially. And, talking about Real Madrid, they are really close because they have 37 points now, which is 1 point behind Barcelona. So the league is far from over. The league is really, really not there yet. It's not done. But because Barcelona have been so good, it's felt like the whole season has been, a runaway for Barcelona, and it's felt like they are running away with the league, but it's not the case. And looking at Real Madrid, as I've said, they have struggled this season. They have struggled to look like a proper team. It feels like a lot of stars being, crammed together. And I remember, sorry, I remember Carlo Ancelotti talking last season, and he was saying that, he doesn't like to use any particular system. And I think you've seen that in his career. I can't particularly say he's a defensive coach. He's not an offensive coach. He's not a possession-based coach. His teams are not always pressing. It's a little bit of everything. It's a little bit of a great defense, and they do attack well, and they do keep possession well enough to, kill and stifle other teams. They do press enough to get the ball back, to hurry teams up. But I can't, like managers different, like, Klopp plays an intense style, high pressing, high running, lots of kilometers in the tank every game. Pep, possession-based offensive football. Jose Mourinho, Antonio Conte, defensive-minded managers, defense first and attack. And then, like, Carlo Ancelotti is a little bit of everything. You can't really pin down his style. And I think maybe this season, that thing is becoming a little bit of a problem, because when you have players like Vinny Jr., Kylian Mbappe, Jude Bellingham, Fede Valverde. I love Federico Valverde, by the way. He's one of my favorite players, I think, in football right now. But if you have like stars like that in a team, I think it might benefit, the team knowing what they have to do, having a system, having a style of play. And I think that's one of the problems this season, trying to fit in one of the best players, if not the best player in the world, with another player who can lay claim to the best player in the world throne, Vinny Jr. And then you have another superstar, Jude Bellingham. And you have, Valverde. And you have Rodrigo. So all these players, they might want to have a system instead of just, it feels like they're just being thrown in. But with all that being said, they are really close. They're just 1 point behind Barcelona. They've also scored a lot of goals. 30, not as many as 50 goals. Definitely not, but they've scored 37 goals in 17 games. So they're not, I don't think they're struggling to score goals. I think they are struggling to score goals in key moments. And this is the same argument that I have for Arsenal. Now I'm digressing, I'm sorry. But this is the same argument I'm having for Arsenal. Arsenal, you could argue differently based on last night's results with Everton a 0-0 draw. But Arsenal struggle to score goals in key moments, and that's why you need a striker. So I think the same goes for Real Madrid. They don't struggle to score goals, but I think they struggle to have systems and have plays where they're like, okay, we need to score a goal. Who are we going to go to? Vinny, Kylian Mbappe, are you going to get us goals? So even in their struggles, they do have a chance to win the league. So it can be encouraging, but it could also be something you don't want to see happen for too long. As a Real Madrid fan, you don't want to see your team playing like that for too long. You do want them to get it together, and if they do, right, say they do get it together this season and they go on a run, they could win the league, and they are still in the Champions League. They are in a better position than Manchester City, I will say. I think maybe there's still a chance for them to qualify automatically by finishing in the top 8 or going through the playoffs, right? So they still have a chance to do well. Look, they still have superstars. They still have Mbappe, Vinny, all these boys. Modric is still kicking about, but I do think maybe defensively they might want to be a little bit better as well. How do you concede 3 goals against Rayo Vallecano? But I'm saying this, and I want to go back a little bit, slightly back to Barcelona. Now, between the two teams, Barca and Real Madrid, I think you have to trust Real Madrid's defense a little better. With all the goals that Barcelona have scored, 50 goals in 17 games, they have conceded 19 goals. It's not a lot, but if you compare what they have, their defensive record, to the teams that are close to them, Madrid have conceded 16 goals and Atletico Madrid have conceded only 11 goals in 16 matches. So Atletico Madrid have a game in hand, who are also close. Atletico Madrid have 35 points in 16 games. So they do have a game in hand, and if they win their game in hand, they go level on points with Barcelona. It's exciting. It's amazing, right? It's really good. That's why I wanted to do a video. I could have done a video on Arsenal versus Everton, but I'm too frustrated by that and I don't want to talk about Arsenal. But definitely this is an exciting topic as well, looking at La Liga. And it's a close tight race. It's closer than the Premier League, definitely. Liverpool are ahead. I think the gap between Liverpool and Chelsea is 7 points, so it's way closer. There's a 3-point difference between Barca at the top and Atletico in the third. And as I said, Atletico have a game in hand, who are also playing really good football. They've scored 30 goals in 16 matches, and they've only allowed 11 goals. Now, we know Atletico Madrid are a very good defensive team, but they do have great offensive players out there, namely the big summer acquisition, Julian Alvarez, who I think Manchester City could use a little bit of Julian Alvarez right now to freshen things up, his running power, his goal scoring, his intelligence. I think he's a very intelligent player. Last season I ranked him as a world-class player. Now, of course, he's had a little bit of a tough time because he was at Manchester City and he didn't get games. But now he's at Atletico Madrid and he's proving himself. He scores in the Champions League, he scores for Atletico Madrid and La Liga, and he's become such a big difference maker. And if you can get him going and scoring goals, like if you can get 15 goals from him and probably another 15 goals from Antoine Griezmann, who's still playing at a top level, he's a great number 10, then you have a great chance to win La Liga as well. You have a great chance to challenge and go far. It's not just because Barcelona started really, really well, and you have Real Madrid always there lurking, right? Of course, it's Real Madrid. You tend to forget that Atletico Madrid are there, and they are as close as anyone right now to being at the top. So it's a really exciting La Liga race, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it all pans out, how these three teams end up and it's already December, but I think it's going to be something to follow, something to look out for. As I said, I have been following the La Liga season this season, and shout out to the big three. They're doing well. So yeah. Anyway, let me know what you think. I've really enjoyed making this video. It's been exciting looking at the three teams. If I had to predict right now, seeing how great Barcelona have started the season, I'm backing them to continue and to win La Liga in the end. But also, I think it's going to be closer than we think, simply because Barcelona have lost 3 games. The other two, Madrid have lost 2, Atletico Madrid have lost 1. So they're more solid. Madrid and Atletico are more solid than Barcelona in terms of defensive solidity. They look better. But if I had to back one team, I'm going to back Barcelona, because I don't think Atletico Madrid have enough offensively to really win La Liga. And I also think Madrid, they had problems of gelling players together and bringing them and playing a style of football that's going to be, consistent enough to win La Liga is not going to be, I don't think it's going to be there this season. I think this season is going to be more of a transition to how are we going to bring in Kylian Mbappe, this massive megastar, and another megastar who wants to play on the left. They both want to play on the left. I've seen a few videos of even like some of his teammates getting frustrated with Kylian Mbappe. I saw a video the other time. I think they were like, it was an attack, and I think it was in La Liga. The last game in the Liga, it was an attack. Kylian Mbappe was down the flank on the left, and he had to cross the ball, and he decided to take the player on. He decided to take his defender on. Man, busted his guts to get in the box. Jude Bellingham didn't get the ball in. He was really frustrated. He was screaming and shouting, not at Kylian, but just at himself. But you could see how frustrated he was, So I think because of those reasons, I don't think those teams will win. Whereas you have Barcelona, who are clicking on all fronts offensively. Now I think it's going to be down to Barcelona's defensive structure, ruggedness, and how they're going to stop conceding goals. How are they going to stop the bleeding? And let's see what's going to happen. But yeah, look out for La Liga. It's going to be an exciting season. It's going to be a great finish. But let me know what you think. Thank you very much for joining us today. Let me know what you think. Did you like the video? What are your thoughts on La Liga and how it's going to pan out this season? Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Tell your friends. Follow us at We Talk Football 24 on Instagram, and YouTube at We Talk Football on Facebook. Anyway, have yourselves a nice weekend and enjoy the rest of your week. Awareness.